Well, everyone, as most of you know, the iPhone 14 is one of those iPhones that came out back in 2022. And I remember the day this iPhone got announced. I was a pretty big fan of it, but there are a few things to keep in mind of this particular phone when you're buying it in 2025. Number one, this is the last iPhone. These were the last iPhones to be produced with a Lightning port. That may not be a big deal to you, but that could very well end up being a very big issue for you, especially when we talk about the longevity of an iPhone. If you're wanting to kind of get an iPhone that's going to last a longer amount of time in terms of hardware and software, the next generation of iPhones kind of did do a better job at kind of giving you more of a future-proof device. You have to remember, with an iPhone 16, this iPhone got a little bit of a better, kind of capability. Same thing with an iPhone 15. The 14, with it being one of the last iPhones on that version of that, hardware, kind of the Lightning port, could end up being a reason why you might want to go ahead and switch up to something like an iPhone 15 way sooner rather than later. So it's just one of those things to keep in mind. Again, it isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it could just end up being one of those small minor things you might run into there. So that was one thing to kind of keep in mind here. Also, when you take a look at that base iPhone 14, not the Pro, just the standard base one, this also kind of gives you a little bit of a different type of layout here, because that one is also not giving you a 120 Hz display. That one is only giving you that standard type of 60 Hz display, and that very well could also be another type of issue that you might be running into as well. You might be wanting to kind of get a better type of experience, but you might be running into a problem where you're not going to be able to get that because your particular iPhone is giving you a 60 Hz display. So that right there could also end up being another one of those types of problems that you might run into there as well. Now finally, if those things aren't scaring you, I think another thing to keep in mind here is that for a iPhone 14, the used price tag of this thing is still kind of close to a used iPhone 15 depending on the condition. So if you're able to, you might be able to swing for an iPhone 15 depending on the condition. But again, it totally depends on your area. It depends on what you're trying to buy, specifically the model and everything like that. But otherwise, if you got it this far, then definitely buy an iPhone 14. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.